Before we begin, viewer discretion is strongly advised. The following is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. The courtroom was dead silent as the judge called the next witness. Everyone turned to the back. And there, stepping forward, was a face no one expected to see. Usher Raymond. The Grammy-winning R&B icon wasn't here to sing. He wasn't here about royalties or label drama. He was here to speak, to finally tell the truth. For years, Usher stayed silent. He smiled for the cameras, played the game, dodged the questions. But today was different. Today, under oath in a federal courtroom, Usher was ready to speak on what he called the darkest chapter of his life. A chapter that began when he was just 14 years old and placed under the care of Sean Diddy Combs. Usher said it plainly, "The truth's been eating me alive." He began by recalling the day his mother told him he was going to live with Diddy in New York. This was around the time his first album had just dropped. He was young, hungry, and full of hope. L.A. Reid believed that sending Usher to Diddy would fast-track his success. But none of them could have imagined what kind of world that young boy was about to walk into. Usher said, "I thought I was going to learn how to be a star. What I saw instead were things no teenager should be around." From the moment he stepped into Diddy's lavish Midtown penthouse, everything felt surreal. Champagne was served on breakfast trays. Strangers crashed on couches, half-dressed or passed out. Some he recognized from TV, others he never saw again. It wasn't a mentorship, it was chaos. He called it flavor camp. He thought it was a marketing gimmick. Later, he understood it was code for indulgence and control. Diddy wasn't interested in teaching him vocals or stage presence. Usher said he was told to watch. "Learn by watching," Diddy told him. "That's how grown men roll." One night, around 3 a.m., Usher woke up to soft music echoing through the apartment. Candles flickered in the hallway. He walked to the living room and saw what he could only describe as a ritual. People in masks, cameras, lists. No one looked shocked. "I thought I was on a movie set," Usher said. "But something told me I shouldn't be seeing this." That night changed how he saw Diddy. Forever. He wasn't warned. Not by his label, not by his mother, not by the handlers around him. Everyone thought Diddy was just eccentric. But Usher now believes many knew and chose silence. "If he liked you," Usher said, "your silence was the price." Usher hinted that he wasn't alone. That other young artists were brought in, promised fame, and pulled into Diddy's orbit slowly, methodically. He didn't name names, not yet. But he said the world would hear more. "The adults failed us," he said. One story stood out. A trip to the Caribbean when Usher was 15. Just him, Diddy, and a few others. It was billed as a retreat. But Usher said it quickly became clear he wasn't there to learn about music. "I wasn't given a choice about the environment I was in," he said. "It took me years to understand the manipulation." After that trip, everything changed. Diddy became controlling. The parties got darker. The people, stranger. And whenever Usher questioned it, Diddy reminded him, "You don't bite the hand that feeds you. Remember who gave you this life." To which Usher now says, "You didn't give me this life. You gave me nightmares." When Usher turned 16, he was given a contract. It looked like a standard NDA, but this one had specific language about private events, confidentiality, and audiovisual content. Usher admitted he didn't understand what half the words meant. His mother co-signed. Lawyers said it was standard, but it wasn't. That NDA kept him quiet for years. In 2009, when he was preparing for a major interview, the legal team from Bad Boy called him. "We hope you're not trying to jeopardize your reputation," they said. He canceled the interview. But it wasn't just legal pressure. Usher said he received veiled threats, calls from unknown numbers, people he hadn't seen in years. "You think you're done with that world," he said. "But that world isn't done with you." He held up a copy of the NDA in court. The judge allowed it into evidence. The words took on a whole new tone now, especially as the trial delved into Diddy's alleged private video library. Usher's voice cracked. "That document made me feel like I was crazy. Like none of it was real because I wasn't allowed to say it out loud." Then came the Atlanta mansion party. Usher was 17. The house was full of celebrities, models, and strangers. Diddy leaned in, smiled, and told him, "You're not ready for that yet." He pointed to a locked room. Usher peeked inside. People in masks. He still doesn't know what he saw. "I think that night changed me," he said. "I saw things I still can't explain." He began keeping a journal in 1998. Song lyrics at first. But eventually, it became his only way to process what he'd witnessed. He read entries aloud in court. One from 1999 said, "Loyalty keeps you on tour. Honesty puts you back home." Another from 2000, "Too many secrets. Too many masks. Diddy says it's just culture." I don't agree. When asked why he never told anyone, he said, "Because I didn't think anyone would believe me. I was afraid of losing everything." Then came the Miami story. Usher was 18. Diddy invited him to meet a powerful investor, someone who could fund Usher's world tour. When he arrived, the mood was off. 3 men in robes. Young women in the background. Champagne. "You want to be remembered forever?" one man asked. Usher said they weren't talking about music. Diddy left him alone with them. One man placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "You can stay or you can leave, but you'll never get another invite like this." Usher left, and after that, things changed. Tour deal disappeared. Producer backed out. Doors that had always been open suddenly slammed shut. Then, a few weeks later, Diddy showed him a handheld camera clip. "He laughed as he played it," Usher said. "It was of another young artist, doing something I know he wouldn't have agreed to." "Did Diddy threaten you?" the attorney asked. Usher replied, "He didn't have to. The people around him did. With silence. With exile." That's when Usher realized fame wasn't about talent. It was about submission. And it wasn't just about him anymore. Usher then spoke about Justin Bieber. He'd helped launch Bieber's career, co-signed him, guided him, but then Diddy stepped in, started inviting Bieber to Flavor Camp. The same words, the same patterns. Bieber was 15. In 2011, Bieber called Usher late one night. Silent at first. Then, "I want to come home." He disappeared for 2 days. When they met again, Bieber avoided eye contact. "I'm fine," he said. But Usher knew he wasn't. Usher confronted Diddy. "What are you doing to these kids?" he asked. Diddy's answer? "Same thing they did to me. That's how the game works." That was the last serious conversation they ever had. In 2018, Usher received a call from a blocked number. "Tell him to keep his mouth shut or we'll shut it for him. He believes he knows who made the call." Then came the final straw. A party in the Hollywood Hills. 2002, Usher described it not as a celebration but a rite of passage. Phones confiscated. NDAs with harsh language. Security everywhere. No producers. No execs. Just young artists and watchers. He tried to leave. A man stopped him, brought him to a side room. Diddy was there. "You still think this is about music?" he said. "This is bigger than that." Usher never attended another Diddy party again. He spoke about contracts, revealing that he was locked into a 5-album deal that gave away his masters until he turned 35. He never knew what he was signing. "I just wanted to sing," he said. He listed other artists caught in the same trap. Carl Thomas, Total, Black Rob, Craig Mack. Some got silence money. Some just vanished. Usher said he tried to organize a secret meeting with other artists in 2011. But someone tipped Diddy off. And then, the most chilling claim, that he saw Diddy order the destruction of demo tapes and footage belonging to an artist who'd threatened to speak out. That artist, gone. "No one knows where he is," Usher said. "But I remember his voice, and I remember he was scared." In the final moments, Usher was asked why he stayed quiet all these years. His answer, "Because I thought I owed him. But you can't be grateful for a lie." He ended his testimony with a line from his unpublished journal. "I survived Puffy, but did the kid in me survive? I still don't know." And with that, Usher turned to the courtroom, to the world watching, and said, "This isn't about one man. It's about a system, a machine that told us to be quiet, that told kids like me to stay in line. But I'm here now, and I'm not afraid anymore. Not for himself, but for those who never got the chance." The courtroom was silent, and the reckoning had begun.